Dolly, she's the one that spins and recommend. Just name the kind of man your sister wants, and she'll snatch him up. Don't forget to bring your maid and out, and she'll match him up. Call on Dolly if your eldest daughter needs a friend. Just name the kind of man your sister wants, and she'll snatch him up. Don't forget to bring your maid and out, and she'll match him up. Call on
Dolly Levi. That's right, Mrs. Dolly Levi, born Gallagher. Social introductions. Ladies and gentlemen of excellent family, introduced under the most respectable conditions in an atmosphere of elegance and refinement. Object, matrimony. Unfortunately, I won't be able to offer my usual lightning service today, as I have a previous appointment in Yonkers, New York, arranging the second marriage of Mr. Horace Vandegelder, the well-known half-millionaire, as my late husband Ephraim Levi always said. That means he's got at least 60,000 cash. But I'll do my best to have you carried across somebody's threshold before the week is out. Now, I might also mention that I am available for financial consultation, instruction on the guitar and mandolin, short distance hauling, and varicose veins reduced.
Call on Dolly. She's the one the Spencers recommend. Just name the kind of man your sister wants, and she'll snatch him up. Don't forget to bring your maid and out, and she'll match him up. Call on Dolly.
Mrs. Levi!
Mr. Kemper, the artist. You know I'm something of an artist myself. I do those silhouettes with scissors and black paper. Here's one of Ada Rehan looking the other way. I have to do them like that because I'm no good at noses.
The train for Yonkers leaves in 5 minutes, and if we don't get there on time...
But we will, Mr. Kemper. And not only will Horace Vandegelder give you permission to marry his niece Ermengarde, but he'll also dance at your wedding. And not alone either, because I happen to be engaged in finding him a suitable second wife himself. What he really wants is someone steady to clean the house. As my late husband, Mr. Levi, always said, marriage is a bribe to make a housekeeper think she's a householder.
Oh, I know all about that. Half of New York's talking how Horace Vandegelder is going to propose to Irene Malloy this afternoon.
Which is exactly why I'm on my way to Yonkers this morning, Mr. Kemper, and can take on your case and knock off 4 lovebirds with 1 stone, or whatever I'll throw. I'll see. And well, what do you think of that? I have nothing here to pay my train fare with, only large bills, 5s and 7s.
Well, I have some change here. I only hope this isn't a wild goose chase.
And speaking of poultry, I am also available for fresh Jersey eggs, a surgical corsets reboned, ears pierced, pierced ears replugged.
Mrs. Levi!
Just name the kind of man your sister wants, and she'll snatch him up. Don't forget to bring your maid and out, and she'll match him up. Call on Dolly.
Tell me, Mrs. Levi, what's in all this for you?
A living, Mr. Kemper. Some people paint, some sew. I meddle. I have always been a woman who arranges things for the pleasure and the profit it derives. I have always been a woman who arranges things like furniture and daffodils and lives. When a man with a timid tongue meets a girl with a diffident air, why should the tortured creatures beat around the bush when heaven knows Mother always needs a little push? I put my hand in here, I put my hand in there. And a girl over 6'3" loves a man who comes up to her ear. Surely it's obvious she'll never be seduced till some kind soul condescends to give her beau a little boost. I put my hand in there, I put my hand in here. I have always been a woman who arranges things. It's my duty to assist the Lord above. I have always been a woman who arranges things like luncheon parties, poker games, and love. My aplomb at cosmetic art turned a frump to a trump lady fair. She had a countenance a little bit like Scrooge, but oh, today you would swear the Lord himself applied the rouge. I put my hand in here, twist a little, stir a little, him a little, her a little, shape a little, mold a little, some poor chap gets sold a little. When I use my fist a little, some young bride gets kissed a little. Pressure with the thumbs, matrimony comes when I put my hand in there.
Mrs. Levi!
I know, Mr. Kemper, the Yonkers train is ready to leave. Now you go buy our tickets, get a window seat, order lunch, and I'll meet you on board. Ephraim Levi, I'm going to get married again. I'm going to marry Horace Vandergelder for his money and send it out circulating among the people like rainwater, the way you taught me. And I want a sign from you sometime today that you approve. Oh, it won't be a marriage in the sense we had one, but I shall certainly make him happy. And I'm tired, Ephraim, tired of living from hand to mouth. So I want that sign.
Mrs. Levi!
Sometime today. Now, don't you worry, Mr. Kemper. We'll make that train. We'll get to Yonkers. You'll marry Ermengarde. Just leave everything to me. For when my little pinky wiggles, some young maiden gets the giggles, then I make my knuckles active. My, he says she's so attractive. Then I move my index digit, and they both begin to fidget. Then I clench my palm. The preacher reads a psalm when I put my hand in there.
won't be no mistakes. Now get upstairs and don't get any tears on the lock. It was just oil. Cornelius! Barnaby!
You stamped Mr. Vandergelder?
I did. I got news for you both. I'm going to New York this afternoon to march in the 14th Street Association Parade. And when I come back, you're going to have a new mistress.
I'm too young, Mr. Vandergelder.
Not yours, hell and damnation, mine. I mean, I'm getting married again. And in honor of the occasion, I've decided to promote you, Cornelius, to chief clerk.
What am I now, Mr. Vandergelder?
You're an impertinent fool, that's what you are, and I'm promoting you from impertinent fool to chief clerk. Any more questions?
Yes?
Why?
Does the chief clerk get an evening off a week?
So that's the way you thank me for your promotion, is it? No, sir, you'll attend to the store as usual. I mean, now get back to work. And don't forget to put the lid on the sheep dip. Evening's off. Marrying artists. Ha! Foolishness! 99% of the people in this world are fools, and the rest of us are in great danger of contamination. Why, even I was once young, which was foolish, and got married, which was more foolish, and was poor, which was more foolish than anything else. And my wife died, which was foolish of her. I grew older, which was sensible of me, and became rich, friendless, and mean, which in Yonkers is about as far as you can go. Oh, I know what you're wondering now. Why a man of such good sense should be considering anything as foolish as getting married again. Well, the answer is simple. His house without a woman would be an empty shell. And pretty dirty, too. It takes a woman all powdered and pink to joyously clean out the drain in the sink. And it takes an angel with long golden lashes and soft twisted fingers for dumping the ashes. Yes, it takes a woman, a dainty woman, a sweetheart, a mistress, a wife. Oh, yes, it takes a woman, a fragile woman, to bring you the sweet things in life. The frail young maiden who's constantly there for washing and bluing and shoeing the mare. And it takes a female for setting the table and weaning the Guernsey and cleaning the stable. Yes, it takes a woman, a dainty woman, a sweetheart, a mistress, a wife. Oh, yes, it takes a woman, a fragile woman, to bring you the sweet things in life. And so she'll work until infinity reaches for them and infinity. Rock, 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 F-E-M-I-T-Y. And in the winter she'll shovel the ice and lovingly set out the traps for the mice. She's a joy and treasure, practically speaking. To whom can you turn when the plumbing is leaking?
To that dainty woman, that fragile woman, that sweetheart, that mistress, that wife. Oh, yes, it takes a woman,
A husky woman to bring you the sweet things in life. Oh, yes, it takes a woman, a dainty woman, a sweetheart, a mistress, a wife. Oh, yes, it takes a woman, a fragile woman, to bring you the sweet things in life.
Congratulations, congratulations, 1,000 congratulations.
Why?
Congratulations, Mr. Van de Gelder. All New York's buzzing with the news that you've practically proposed to Irene Malloy. The streets are lined with eligible young ladies prostrate with grief. All my congratulations and sympathy.
Sympathy?
Did I say that? A slip of the tongue, that's all. No, I'm delighted with the happy news. After all, she wasn't easy to unload. By that, I mean, you know what people said, although I, for one, never believed the rumors. No, I didn't.
Rumors? What rumors?
Nothing to get upset about, Mr. Van de Gelder. I mean, according to all known facts, her first husband passed on quite naturally. It's just that he went so sudden. A few spoons of chowder she made special for him, and... But it could happen to anyone. No, there's no truth in it. Just one word of advice, Mr. Van de Gelder. Eat out.
Now, hold on, Mrs. Levi. Do you mean to say that Mrs. Malloy...
I mean to say nothing, Mr. Van de Gelder. Just friendly advice. Keep away from the chowder. By the way, she's ordered her wedding gown. Beautiful. You should see it. Black. Well, as I said before, congratulations on your forthcoming nuptials, and may you rest in... may guardian angels watch over you both, particularly at dinner.
Now, look here, Mrs. Levi. You introduced me to Mrs. Malloy, and rumors or not, I still intend paying a call on her this afternoon as arranged.
Very well, then, Mr. Van de Gelder. There's nothing more for me to do but go back to New York and tell the other girl, the heiress, not to wait.
What did you say?
Nothing. A word. Heiress.
Particulars, Mrs. Levi. I demand particulars. Her name?
Her name. Money. Ernestina Money.
What a lovely, lovely name.
Picture, if you will, hair as shiny as a newly minted dime, eyes big round as silver dollars, skin as soft and mossy as an old greenback.
I can just feel her now.
Age 19, weight 102, waist 47.
Waist 47?
That's with the money belt. Now, I could arrange to introduce you to this Ernestina this very afternoon.
Now, I ain't got the time. I've got to take my niece Ermengarde to New York this afternoon until she forgets about a certain Ambrose Kemper.
I could do that for you, Mr. Van de Gelder. I know just how to handle such things.
And then I'm marching in the 14th Street Parade.
What an amazing coincidence. Guess who's been chosen to ride on the main float? The spirit of 14th Street. Miss Money. Her mother was a cash, you know.
All right, Mrs. Levi. I'll meet Miss Money at the end of the parade. But I still intend paying another call on Mrs. Malloy first.
Oh, dear, what races you make me run. Very well, Mr. Van de Gelder. I'll meet you on that bench in front of Mrs. Malloy's hat shop at 2:30 as usual.
One more thing, Mrs. Levi. Suppose I decide against Mrs. Malloy, and I don't like Miss Money neither.
Well, then, I happen to have one more name on my list, Mr. Van de Gelder. A name I know as well as my own. But let's not go into that now. It'll come up by itself, all in good time. Don't you worry about that.
Well, Miss Levi, we'll see you there. It takes a woman of power and heat to joyously clean out the drain in the sink. And it takes an angel with long golden lashes and soft resin fingers for dumping the ashes.
Yes, it takes a woman. Da 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 da. You know, Ephraim, I think think I'll have this room done over in blue wallpaper. Yes, in blue. Ambrose Ermengarde, we've got plans to make.
From chief clerk to chief clerk. And in another 10 years, if I'm good, I'll be promoted to chief clerk again. 33 years old, and I still don't get an evening free. When am I going to begin to live?
Well, you can live on holidays, Cornelius.
Did you forget what we did last Christmas, Barnaby? All those rotten tomato cans exploded, and you and I had to clean up the mess all afternoon. Do you call that living?
No.
Barnaby, you and I are going to New York.
You mean close the store?
Uh-huh.
I mean, Cornelius, we can't.
We're going to have to. Some more rotten tomato cans are going to explode.
Holy caboose! How do you know?
I'm going to light this candle under them. That's how I know. It'll make such an awful smell. Customers won't be able to come to this place for 24 hours. That'll give us an evening off. We're going to New York, Barnaby. And we're going to live. We're going to have a good meal. We're going to be in danger. We're going to spend all our money. We're going to be arrested.
Holy caboose!
One more thing, Barnaby. We're not coming back to Yonkers until we've each kissed a girl.
Cornelius, you can't do that. You don't know any girls.
Well, I'm 33 years old. I've got to begin sometime.
Well, I'm only 17. It isn't so urgent for me.
New York, Barnaby, elevated trains, the lights of Broadway, stuffed whale at Barnum's Museum.
Stuffed whale?
Stuffed whale, what do you say?
Yes, Cornelius, yes!
Come on.
Now, the first thing is to make you financially independent. I know, I'll find you a job. Can you dance?
Mrs. Levi, I'm an artist. I paint.
Well, then, my card.
Mrs. Dolly Levi, painters taught how to dance?
Now, there's a man, Rudolph Reisenweber, at the Harmonia Gardens restaurant on 14th Street. I'll give you a note for him, and we'll see if he can't have you both entered in the polka contest tonight. The prize is a week's engagement and a gold cup. Oh, the cups we won. Ephraim and me.
Now, see here, Mrs. Levi. No fiancé of mine is going to work in a cafe. And I don't mind saying I'm surprised that you have acquaintances in places like that.
Not acquaintances, Mr. Kemper. Friends, dear friends from days gone by. My late husband, Ephraim Levi, believed in life and any place you could find it. Cafes, ballrooms, even theaters. Yes, even when times were bad. Every Saturday night, like clockwork, down those stairs at the Harmonia Gardens we came, Ephraim and me.
It's all fine and well that you came down like clockwork, but you're asking Ernestina to work there.
It's the only way to show Horace Vandegelder we mean business. Now, you go to the Harmonia Gardens this afternoon and say Mrs. Levi sent you. And incidentally, tell Rudolph that Dolly's coming back. And I want a table for two and a chicken for 8 o'clock tonight.
The bottom row looks all right, Cornelius. Now put the candle under the ones on top. Not too close. They're all swelled up, like they're ready to burst. Holy cabooses, I can smell it up here.
Come on, Barnaby, let's get dressed. We're going to New York. Out there's a world outside of Yonkers. Way out there beyond this big town, Barnaby. There's a slick town, Barnaby. Out there, full of shine and full of sparkle. Close your eyes and see it glisten, Barnaby. Glisten, Barnaby.
Sunday clothes when you feel down and out. Strut down the street and have your picture took. Dressed like a dream, your spirit seems to turn about. That Sunday shine is a certain sign that you feel as fine as you look. Beneath your parasol, the world is all a smile that makes you feel brand new down to your toes. Get out your feathers, your pads and leathers, your beads and buckles and bows, for there's no blue Monday in your Sunday clothes.
Come on, Bobby. North to New York. Elevated train. Like the Broadway. Holy caboose. The soft rail. Wow. Come on.
Put on your Sunday clothes when you feel down and out. Sit down the street and have your picture took. Just like a dream, your spirit seems to turn about. That Sunday shine is a certain sign that you feel as fine as you look. Beneath your parasol, the world is all a smile. It makes you feel brand new down to your toes. Get out your feathers, your pads and leathers, your beads and buckles and bows, for there's no blue Monday in your Sunday clothes. Beneath your roller brim, the world's a simple song, a lovely lilt that makes you tilt your nose. Get out your slickers, your flannel knickers, your red suspenders and hose, for there's no blue Monday in your Sunday clothes.
Ermengarde, stop sniveling. Don't cry on the valises. We haven't missed the train yet, thank the Lord. Lovely, you're improving. Now get all 11 pieces. We're 7 minutes late. All aboard!
Put on your Sunday clothes, there's lots of world out there. Put on your Sunday and leather shoes. Rockabilly adventure in the air.
To town we'll trot to a smoky spot where the girls are hot as a fuse.
We'll join the youngsters and Tony Dancers and this some positive hope. Never won't come home. Never won't come home. Never won't come home until we fall in love. Put on your white silk gown and that nocturnal coat. We'll wear a hanging bracelet, hot and gold. We'll join the youngsters and Tony Dancers and miss some positive hope. Never won't come home. Never won't come home. Never won't come home until we fall in
Dear, oh my! 10 o'clock and the shop's not open yet. It's all because of that impending marriage, I tell you. What marriage? Oh, I thought you knew. Why, the marriage Mrs. Levi is arranging between Mr. Horace Vandergelder, the well-known Yonkers half-millionaire, and my employer and friend, Mrs. Irene Malloy. Although, if you ask me, he'll never take the place of her late husband, Mr. Peter Malloy. May he rest in peace wherever he is. I'm not sure. He was a caution, you know. Oh, it's just too much. What with Lace husbands and impending marriages, and on top of everything else, Miss Mortimer returning this hat for the third time. Same old story. She wants more cherries and feathers. Cherries and feathers to catch a bow, I suppose. Although, if you ask me, she'd do better with a nice heavy veil. I told her ribbons down her back is what we'll be wearing this summer. We want to catch a gentleman's eyes. But she'd have none of it. She wants more cherries and feathers on today of all days, when that poor, dear, sweet Mrs. Malloy has enough on her mind. What with every...
What, Minnie?
With the door. It's stuck.
It's stuck, then push.
And as I was saying, Mrs. Malloy, oh, I could bite out my tongue for the things I've said and the things I'm going to say. But as long as I've gone this far, I may as well go all the way. Mrs. Malloy, why...
Say it, Minnie. Why have I decided to marry Horace Vandergelder?
Oh, Mrs. Malloy, I didn't ask you that. I'd rather die on the rack than ask you such a personal question. But as long as you did bring it up.
I am marrying Horace Vandergelder for one reason and one reason alone, Minnie, to get away from the millinery business. I hate hats.
Oh, Mrs. Malloy.
And I can no longer stand being suspected of being a wicked woman with nothing to show for it.
Oh, Mrs. Malloy.
Don't protest, Minnie. All millionairesses are suspected of being wicked women. That's why I can't go into balls or restaurants or theaters. That's all the proof they need. Take my word for it, Minnie. Either I marry Horace Vandergelder or I break out of this place like a fire engine. Oh, no, not Miss Mortimer again.
Miss Mortimer, I'll take care of it.
No, Minnie. Leave it be. You can make another hat for Miss Mortimer if you like. I'm wearing this one myself.
Oh, Mrs. Malloy, you can't. You're a widow. And this hat, well, it's provocative.
Is it, Minnie? Well, who knows who may walk into the shop today? And provocative may be just what I want to be.
Mrs. Malloy!
I'll be wearing ribbons down my back this summer, blue and green and streaming in the yellow sky. So if someone special comes my way this summer, he might notice me passing by, and so I'll try to make it easier to find me in the stillness of July, because a breeze might stir a rainbow up behind me that might happen to catch the gentleman's eye.
question I'm about to ask, but I'm going to ask it anyhow. Do you love Horace Vandergelder?
No, Minnie, I don't. Peter Malloy, God rest him, was my share of love, and I'm not saying I was shortchanged. Once is enough for a woman as long as it's true love, and it was that. Minnie, look, there's two men staring at the shop.
Men?
Why, I do believe they mean to come here.
Men? In the shop? Mrs. Malloy, what shall we do?
Do? I flirt with them, of course. I'll give you the short one.
Mrs. Malloy, and you with all that talk about love.
Oh, love enough I've had, Minnie. It's a bit of adventure I could do with now. We'll get them all heated up and then drop them cold. It'll be good practice for married life. Now, let's go back into the workroom. I know some things we can do to perk up our appearances. And besides, a bit of a wait will only make them nervous and easier for us.
If you say vamp, I'll scream.
Vamp! Ah! And so, I'll try to make it easier to find me in the stillness of July. Because a breeze might stir a rainbow up behind me that might happen to catch the gentleman's eye. Oh, Minnie, we'll get an adventure out of this yet.
Get an adventure out of this yet, Barnaby. All day long we wander around New York and nothing happens. And we come to the quietest street in the city and suddenly...
Vandergelder!
Is he still out there? Go look.
He's sitting on that bench. Cornelius, are you sure this is an adventure?
You don't have to ask, Barnaby. When you're in one, you'll know it all right. How much money have we got left?
Not much, Cornelius. 40 cents for the train back, 30 cents for dinner, and 20 cents to see the whale. 90 cents. Why?
When those women come out here, we'll have to pretend that we're customers. Customers, that's it. Maybe the best thing to do is to make them think we're rich, and then we won't have to spend anything. We're two men about town looking for hats for ladies. Good afternoon, Mrs.
Malloy.
Here, Cornelius Hackle.
Here, Barnaby Tucker.
It's a pleasure, gentlemen. Now, what can I do for you?
We're hats, you see. We're looking for some
No,
ladies.
we're two ladies about town looking for some hats to Malloy, and we were what? No. We would like a hat. For a lady, of course. And everyone said to come to Mrs. Malloy's because she's so pretty. Because her hats are so pretty.
And so reasonable, Cornelius. As reasonable as under $1 would still leave us money to see the whale.
You've got to pay him no mind, man. He's come all the way from Yonkers to see the stuffed whale, and he's all excited. Barnaby, keep an eye on the street, and maybe you'll see it pass by.
Is it big and black with mean little red eyes?
Yes.
Sitting on that bench.
Excuse me, but did you say Yonkers, Mr. Hackle?
Oh, yes, ma'am, Yonkers. And forgive me for saying so, but you should see Yonkers. By that I mean perhaps Mr. Malloy would like to see Yonkers.
Oh, I'm a widow, Mr. Hackle.
You are? Barnaby, she's a widow! Oh, that's too bad. Well, I'm sure Mr. Malloy would have enjoyed Yonkers. Especially in that hat. Yeah, I mean on you, of course, not on Mr. Malloy. May he rest in peace. Oh, you're a Catholic, aren't you? Well, don't let that worry you. I'd be willing to change. Mrs. Malloy, if you should ever happen to have a Sunday free in the near future, I'd be more than willing to show you Yonkers from top to bottom.
Well, Mr. Hackle, I might be there sooner than you think.
You will?
You see, I have a friend who lives in Yonkers.
You do?
Perhaps you know him.
Oh, perhaps we do.
Although it's usually silly to ask in cases like that. Mr. Vandergelder.
Horace No.
Mr. Vandergeld is a substantial man and well-liked, they tell me.
Oh, lovely man indeed. Only has one fault as far as I know. He's hard as nails. Cornelius! I think...
Now, perhaps your friend might like this one.
Look out! Begging your pardon, Mrs. Malloy.
Jamie, what are you doing?
Help us, Mrs. Malloy. I'll explain later.
Come on, David, make it.
We're as innocent as can be, Mrs. Malloy.
Mr. Hackle, Mr. Tucker, we insist that you both come out to Mr. Vandergelder.
Mrs. Malloy? I don't suppose Mrs. Levi is here, is she? She was supposed to meet me on that bench 10 minutes ago. Well, she could just go looking for me if she comes. When I make an appointment, I like people to be on time. Oh, here's a present for you. Chocolate-covered peanuts, unshelled. That's the expensive kind. Did I just see you talking to two men?
Men? Mr. Vandergelder, what would men be doing in a lady's hat shop? Now, let's go back into my workroom. I'm so anxious for you to see it.
I saw that last week.
So you did? Well, what's new in the hay and feed business? They say you have 3 friends, all hard as nails.
What on earth are you talking about?
Yonkers. They tell me it's a beautiful city.
And who's been telling you about Yonkers, may I ask?
Nobody. A friend.
What friend?
Well, you see,
He?
a customer, Mr. Vandergelder. Someone quite well-to-do, as a matter of fact. He was in here buying hats for ladies. Perhaps you know him, although it's usually foolish to ask in cases like that. It's a Mr. Cornelius Hackle.
Did you say Hackle?
Why, yes.
He just happens to be my chief clerk, that's all. Mrs. Malloy, I demand an explanation.
And I'm going to give it to you. Why shouldn't she know Cornelius Hackle? Everybody in New York knows Cornelius Hackle. He's here at the opera, in all the fashionable homes. Why, he's at the Harmonia Gardens restaurant 3 times a week.
Impossible. He's only got $146.35, and I keep it in my own safe.
Mr. Vandergelder, you're killing me. He's one of the Hackles. They built the canal.
What canal?
The Panama.
The
The
Panama Bow.
Well, it ain't the same man.
Who took the horses out of Jenny Lynn's carriage and pulled her through the street? Cornelius Hackle. And who dressed up as a waiter at the Fifth Avenue Hotel and dropped an oyster down Mrs. Astor's? Oh, I can't say it, but it was Cornelius. He's the playboy of New York.
Excuse me.
Of course. Now, don't deny it, Irene. I can see you were taken with him just like everybody else.
Really, darling, what are you saying? I've only seen him once in my life. Minnie, hold your tongue!
There's a man in there!
Now, hold on. If there's a man in that closet...
No, Mr. Vandergelder, you can't. It's too dangerous.
No man who hides in ladies' closets can frighten me, Mrs. Levi. Now, stand aside.
No man indeed. I'm sure you'd make short work of any man. Those muscles, I can see them now, rippling back and forth under your coat. Ripple, 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 back and forth. Ripple, ripple, ripple.
For the last time, Mrs. Levi, will you stand aside?
Stand indeed, Mr. Vandergelder. That's exactly what the court will want to know when you're accused of entering that closet without a search warrant. I mean, what do you stand for if you don't stand for the law of this great land? I know what I stand for. I stand for motherhood, America, and a hot lunch for orphans. Take off your hat, Sir Betsy Ross's flag is passing through. You see him on the hill at Gettysburg. He's that great triumphal arch. If you see him as he's tramping through the grapes of wrath, stand up and march, march, march.
Has this not affected you, sir? I came here at 14 years of age as an innocent girl from a land which oppressed my people. And I must echo here what was said by that great and patriotic American,
Moses.
I stand for motherhood, America, and a hot lunch for orphans. Take off your hat, sir, there's a tear-stained eagle passing through. You see him on the frigid water line. Leave that the triumphal arch. If you I stand for
Alamo, remember the Alamo. I regret that I have one life to give for my country. In the words of Lincoln, one to my land and two my sea. Yes, Dad, I chopped that cherry tree down. Oh, Stonewall Jackson, glory, glory, hallelujah. Cinnamon march, march,
7 years ago.
march, march,
It was my perfect union.
march, march. Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. So you see, Mr. Van de Gelder, there couldn't possibly be a man in that closet. God bless you.
Mrs. Malloy?
All right, Mr. Van de Gelder. There is a man in that closet.
Aha!
And another under this table.
What the devil?
There also happens to be a very simple explanation. But for the present, good afternoon.
Good Lord, the whole room's crawling with men. I don't think I'll ever get over it. I take it I'll see you later this afternoon, Mr. Van de Gelder?
You certainly will. With a certain young lady on the main float at the end of the parade. Good day, Mrs. Malloy.
Mrs. Malloy, I can explain everything.
I do not
You see,
wish to hear any explanations, Mr. Hackett. You and Mr. Tucker do me the pleasure of leaving my shop at once, or I send for Officer Gilkey.
Well, if you ask me, Irene, calling an officer's letting them off too easy. The law courts, that's where they belong. I've been adding up the legal offenses these two have committed, and believe me, you've got grounds for at least 2 writs, a non-compos mentis, and a garnishee. Now, the main thing is to show that you tried to settle it amicably first. Have dinner with them.
dinner?
Is that absolutely necessary, Dolly?
It's the way things are done in the law, Irene. Dinner first, garnishee afterwards.
Well, if it must be, Mr. Hackle, Mr. Tucker, you may take Miss Fay and myself to dinner.
Delighted. And I speak for Barnaby, too. Now, I understand there's a very nice restaurant at the railway station.
Oh, no, Mr. Hackle. If the Harmonia Gardens is good enough for your fashionable friends, it's good enough for us. They say they have a lovely orchestra there, Mimi.
Oh, no, we really couldn't go there. It's the whale. Yeah, it's the whale. No, it's not the whale. It's the dancing. You see, they have dancing in places like that. Exhibitions, contests, and I don't know how. It would take me weeks, months, years to learn. Mrs. Dolly Levi, 33-year-old chief clerks, taught how to dance.
Now, it's very simple. You put one arm here and one arm here.
Oh, I have absolutely no sense of rhythm, you see.
Absolutely no sense of rhythm is one of the primary requirements for learning by the Gallagher-Levi method. Just give me 5 minutes of your time, Mr. Hackle, and I'll have you dancing in the street. We'll start with lesson 7, the waltz kick turn. Now, it's simple. Right foot touch, left foot touch, back, under, around, touch. Back, through, around, behind, out, over, release, unfurl. That's wonderful. When I think of the lucky woman who will find heaven in your arms. Let's go back to lesson 1. Put your hand on her waist and stand with your right in her left hand. And 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Look, I'm dancing. Well, I was.
Of course you were, Mr. Hackle. Take the someone whose arms you're in. Hold on to her tight and spin. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Look, I'm dancing.
Turn around, try floating through the air. Can't you be a little more aesthetic?
Don't you think my dancing has a polish and a flair?
The word I think I use is athletic.
Well, my heart is about to burst. My head is about to pop. And now that I'm dancing, who cares if I ever stop? Look at me. Look at these hackles. Sport. I'm dancing.
You're next, Mr. Tucker. Glide and step, and then step and glide.
And everyone stand aside.
You could learn to polka if you worked a week or so, or the tango filled with passion seething.
I could join the chorus of the Castle Garden Stroll.
Whatever you do, for gosh sakes, keep breathing. My heart is about to burst. My head is about to pop. And now that we're dancing, who cares if we ever stop?
When there's someone you hardly know and wish you were closer to, remember that he can be near to you while you're dancing. Though you only just said hello, you suddenly someone and make all your daydreams appear to you while you're dancing. Make the music weave a spell, whirl away your worries. Twinkle down those roses bell, when they sing glory.
As around and around you go, your spirits will hit the top. And now that we're dancing, who cares if we ever stop?
Oh, the same. Pains in my back, aches on my side, stabs in my liver. I'm fine. You remember my daughter Fanny?
Yes.
Well, my Fanny got married.
Did she?
A year ago last September. It's been a long time since you've been here, Mrs. Levi. A long, long time.
Ephraim, let me go. It's been long enough, Ephraim. Every evening for all these years, I've put out the cat, I've locked the door, I've made myself a little rum toddy. And before I went to bed, I said a prayer thanking God that I was independent, that no one else's life was mixed up with mine. Then one night an oak leaf fell from my Bible. I placed it there when you asked me to marry you, Ephraim. A perfectly good oak leaf, but without color and without life. And I suddenly realized that I was like that leaf. For years I had not shed one tear, nor had I been filled with the wonderful hope that something or other would turn out well. And so, I've decided to join the human race. And Ephraim, I want you to give me away. Before the parade passes by, I'm going to get in step while there's still time left. Before the parade passes by.
Mrs. Levi, come along. Cornelius is taking us to see the 14th Street Parade. Everyone will be marching.
Why, Irene, you're crying.
Oh, Dolly, the world is full of wonderful things. Come with us, Dolly.
I will, Irene. I will. Before the parade passes by, I'm gonna go and taste Saturday's high life. For the parade passes by, I'm going to get some life back into my life. I'm ready to move out in front. I've had enough of just passing by life. With the rest of them, with the best of them, I can hold my head up high. For I've got a goal again, I've got to drive again. I'm gonna feel my heart coming alive again before the parade passes by. Look at that crowd up ahead. Listen and hear that brass harmony growing. Look at that crowd up ahead. Pardon me if my old spirit is showing. All those lights over there seem to be telling me where I'm going. When the whistles blow and the cymbals crash and the sparklers light the sky, I'm gonna raise the roof, I'm gonna carry on. Give me an old trombone, give me an old baton for the parade passes by.
Passes by. Listen and hear that brass harmony growing. When the parade passes by, pardon me if my old
Mrs. Levi. She's beautiful. Everything you said and more. You wait there, Miss Money. I'm coming. I'm on my way. Hey, you cut that out. That's my fiancée. Stop, thief! Pickpocket! Put that back. I paid for that girl, and I want all the parts. Miss Money, what have they done to you? Mrs. Levi, what is the meaning of this?
Nothing to get upset about, Horace. A last-minute substitution. Miss Money had a sudden, urgent business appointment at the Mint. They ran a little short, and she's helping out. But she'll meet you at the Harmonia Gardens restaurant at 8 o'clock tonight.
That's the most expensive restaurant in the city.
Well, it should be. What waiters and the best food in New York. I may be a little late, so Miss Money will meet you in front of the restaurant. Wait till you see her, Horace. All in buttercup yellow with baby pink shoes and humming an old-fashioned tune. Yes, sweet Rosie O'Grady. You couldn't miss her if you tried.
All right, Mrs. Levi, I'll be there, but only because I already paid for the introduction and I might as well get my money's worth. But from this point on, you are hereby discharged as my marriage broker. Is that clear? From now on, Dolly Gallagher, you're just a woman like anyone else. Hey, what are you doing? Are you taking me?
Ephraim, he's as good as mine. I'm gonna raise the roof. I'm gonna carry on. Give me an old trombone. Give me an old baton. Before the parade has
Mr. Handel, we've just loved looking at the lights on 14th Street these past 4 hours. But now perhaps you better call a hack or we won't get to the Harmonia Gardens on time. Oh, there's one.
Oh, no, we really couldn't do that. I don't misunderstand me. It's not the money or anything. It's, well, you see, really elegant people never take hacks.
Hacks is out.
They all go by streetcar.
J.P. Vanderbilt, Diamond Jim Morgan.
And by all means, a streetcar.
Imagine. Just think. I've been elegant all my life, and I never even knew it.
Of course, if you really want to be elegant,
We do.
you walk. Yes, New York, it's really us, Barnaby and Cornelius.
All the guests of Mr. Handel are feeling great and no spectacular.
May I put my arm around your waist?
Yes, Mr. Hackle. But I might as well warn you, a corset is a corset.
But you heard Mrs. Levi. This is the only way we can show your uncle we mean business. Now, can you weep a little faster? You're throwing me off step. Faster! That's it!
Sweet Rosie O'Grady, my sweet little Rose.
Und it is my command as the head waiter of the Harmonia Gardens and your supreme commander that tonight of all nights our usual lightning service will be twice as lightning or else. I trust, sir, you will find this table satisfactory. Our private dining rooms do cost a bit more, but they afford the best view of the entertainment.
$1.40, Cornelius. That's all that's left.
Are you sure? Count it again.
Prepare yourself for a big night, Minnie. We're out with two of New York's best known sports.
I did make a mistake, Cornelius. It's only $1.35. I'll count it once more.
No, don't. We can't afford it.
I'm going to order everything on the menu. Waiter!
I have told you before, sir, you must move. This table is reserved for Mrs. Levi party.
And who do you think I am? Only it's Horace Vandergelder and party. She's in my party, I ain't in her.
Oh, Mr. Vanderkelder, of course. Mrs. Levi mentioned nothing about you bringing
You're my personal physician. That's enough rouge, doctor.
But Mrs. Levi only ordered a chicken for two.
Chicken? Chickens are dear.
Un pâté maçon, soup de jour, and pomme soufflé.
Why didn't you tell me this was an Oriental establishment? We'll take 2 bowls of rice, now get out. understand you carry respectable sums in your belt.
Oh, yeah, $2. Only it's in my garter.
It's sweet of you to worry about our reputations, Cornelius. But Minnie and I don't care who sees us tonight. Minnie, what have you decided?
Oh, I couldn't have anything at these prices. I really couldn't.
Great grindstones, what a sensible girl! Waiter, bring us 4 glasses of beer, a loaf of yesterday's bread, and some cheese.
Yesterday's bread. Oh, Cornelius, now I know how you keep half of your work in stitches all the time. Minnie, have you ever eaten pheasant?
Pheasant?
Say, why the closed curtains? You ashamed or something?
It's not that, I just felt a slight chill.
Why didn't you say so? Here, I'll loan you this. Now, let's order something to hold us till the rice comes. Waiter, would you bring a roast suckling pig with chestnut and oyster stuffing, cheese fondue, and some lady fingers? Now, what do you have? Hey, you with the big ears, what are you doing after the show?
It's sweet of you to worry about our digestion, Cornelius, but I'm sure the festivals are fresh. We'll take 4, please, and a nice red wine.
Wait a minute, no wine.
No wine.
Champagne.
Champagne.
Champagne. It was once in a lifetime, Barnaby. Champagne and Neapolitan ice cream. And hothouse peaches. And Barnaby, give the band leader a nickel and tell him to play To a Wild Rose. We want some music while we dine.
Say, this is a cafe, isn't it? Let's dance.
The Vandegelders do not dance, Miss Money. We're Presbyterian.
Okay, I'll dance myself then. Give him $2 for the band leader and tell him to play something refined. I'm gonna do the hoochie coochie.
All right, Cornelius. I'll give the band leader a nickel, but promise you won't order anything else.
You wait here, Miss Money. I'll tell the band leader to play a nice waltz. Here, you give this to the band leader and tell him to play a waltz.
Here, give the band leader a nickel and ask him to play.
Miss Money!
2 more pheasants, please. Cornelius!
My purse!
My wallet!
Here, you with the... That's my purse! Miss Money, get off the table! You're dancing in the stew!
Excuse me, that's my wallet. I know it's mine because there's nothing in it but $1, 3 dimes, 5 pennies. Cornelius! Cornelius! Did he say 2 pheasants? 3! 4! Pheasants for the house. And don't mind if you don't see the whale. I'll buy one of my own.
Sir! Sir! What is this shouting for? How many times have I told you not to shout? This is a Harmonia Gardens, not one of those...
But, sir, she's here, the lady.
What? Are you sure, boy?
Just like you said, sir. 8 o'clock sharp, up pulls a carriage and out steps a tall lady with red hair and the biggest handbag I ever saw.
It is Mrs. Levi. She's back.
Truly, is it true? I just heard someone laughing outside the kitchen window and it sounded just like...
It is. It's Dolly. Fritz, tell the band she just stepped out of a carriage.
No, no.
Oh, it's true, yeah. She just stepped out of her own and white carriage pulled by 6 black horses with scarlet balloons.
Ah, Rudolph, it's like old times again. Sir! Rudy! She's here.
Hello, Harry. Well, hello, Louis. It's so nice to be back home where I belong. You're looking swell, Danny, I can tell. Manny, you're still glowing, you're still growing, you're still going strong. I feel the room swaying for the bands, playing one of my old favorite songs from way back when. So, bridge that gap, fellas, find me an empty lap, fellas. Dolly will never go away again. Let's thank my lucky star.
Your lucky star.
Your
Excuse me, girlie. Dolly? Dolly Gallagher, what are you doing in that getup? And you're half an hour late, and I demand an explanation of...
Ernestina.
Exactly.
Ernestina, whom I trusted.
She wanted to do the hoochie-coochie.
Well, she always was artistic. Horace, I'm going to have our table moved down front. There's someone in the dance competition I particularly want you to see. Now, don't let's say another word about it. I'm as shocked as you are. I can't eat a thing. What have you ordered?
What you wanted? Chicken. Now, about that hoochie-coochie girl,
Did you say a chicken? Oh, I don't think I could face a chicken. Not a chicken. Not today. Not after what's happened.
All right, then cancel the chicken.
And bring a turkey.
What are you doing now?
Oh, nothing, just looking the place over, getting acquainted with the surroundings.
That's the trouble with you, Dolly, always wanting to know everything. Always putting your nose into other people's affairs. Why, anybody who married you would get as nervous as a cat.
What? What's that you're saying?
I said anybody who married you would get as nervous...
Horace Vandegelder, get that idea right out of your head this minute. I'm surprised you'd even mention such a thing.
I didn't mean that.
Well, I certainly do hope not. Horace Vandegelder, you go your way, and I'll go mine. I'm not some Irene Malloy whose head can be turned by a few chocolate-covered peanuts, unshelled. Why, the idea of you even suggesting such a thing?
Yeah, Mrs. Levi, you misunderstood.
Well, I certainly do hope not. But if I had any intention of marrying again, it would be to a far more pleasure-loving man than you. Here's the waiter with our food. I'll serve Mr. Vandegelder, Rudolph. Here's some white meat for you, and some dumplings, lighter than air they are, and some giblets, very tender and very good for you. No, as I said before, you go your way, and I'll go mine. Start right in on the wine. I think you'll feel better at once. However, since you brought the matter up, I think there's one more thing I ought to say.
I didn't bring the matter up at all.
One more thing I ought to say before we forget all about it. It's true, I'm a woman who likes to know everything that's going on, who likes to manage things, but I wouldn't like to manage anything as out of control as your household. You'll have to do that yourself, God helping you.
It's not out of control.
Very well, let's not say another word about it. Have some beets, Horace. They're good.
I don't like beets.
That's good. No, Horace, a complaining, quarrelsome, friendless soul like you is no sort of companion for me. You salt your beets, and I'll salt mine.
Will you stop saying that?
I won't say another word.
Good.
Except this. At your age, Horace, you should enjoy hearing the honest truth.
My age. You're always talking about my age.
Well, I don't know what your age is, but I do know that up in Yonkers with bad food and bad temper, you'll double it in 6 months. Have some more beets. They're good.
I don't like beets. I hate beets.
That's nice. Now dig right in. Yes, the pity of it is you could be a perfectly charming, witty, amiable man if you wanted to.
I don't want to be charming.
But you are. Look at you now. You can't hide it. Now sit down, Horace. And let's talk of something else. But before we change the subject, there's one more thing I'm going to say.
I don't want to hear it, and you're wasting your time, Dolly Levi. I won't ask you to marry me.
I suppose that means you want me to ask you? Well, I'm sorry, Horace. I'm turning you down.
How can you turn me down when I didn't ask you anything?
It's no use. I've made up your mind. Here, let me cut your wigs.
I've got a headache. I'm going back to my hotel.
You can't go now. The competition's about to begin.
Look, here's the money for dinner. Here's $20. Wait a minute. There's nothing in here but $1, 3 dimes, 5 pennies, and a button. This isn't my purse. I've lost my purse.
That purse you found.
Impossible. I can't imagine you without your purse.
It's Vandergelder's. We gotta get out of here.
What am I going to do? I've never been here before. They don't know me here. Stop eating that turkey. I can't pay for it.
Horace, it's the latest thing, a polka. And there's one dancer I particularly want you to see. Rudolph, move our table right down front so Mr. Vandergelder can better observe his graceful movements.
Wait a minute. That man, that dancer.
Isn't he wonderful? With talent like that, he's sure to win the solid gold cup.
inciting to riot, and several other equally serious violations of the law of this city. Is there anyone here to speak on your behalf? I say, is there anyone here to speak on your behalf? Dolly Levi, counselor at law.
Your Honor, the defense rests. No, there's no need to call witnesses, ladies and gentlemen, when I see upon that bench a brow that gleams with honor, a pair of snow-white whiskers that bristle with fair play, and a nose. I ask you to look at that nose, ladies and gentlemen, a nose that shines in the night like a flaming beacon of justice. Would you turn this way a bit, Your Honor, so we could get a better look at your beacon? A living symbol of the motto of this great land, E proboscis unum. Your Honor, I ask for freedom for my clients and a verdict of guilty for the only real culprit, Horace Vandergelder of Yonkers, New York.
Dolly!
The one man responsible for these grievous charges of willful destruction of private property.
Ik kunt een torn, een wega bruisen, ik kunt kapin.
Cruelty to a poor, unfortunate mind. Would you mind repeating that, dear?
Begging your pardon, Mrs. Levi, but if it please the court,
I
have
was
something
just-
to say.
I was just about to call you, Mr. Hackle. Go right ahead.
Cornelius Hackle, if you dare testify against me, you'll be discharged.
You've already done that, Mr. Vandergelder.
Well, I'll do it again.
You've done it again, too. Even if you hadn't, I'd still say what I have to say. Now, I don't know much about inciting the riot or disturbing the peace. What I do know is what happened to me today, which is the most important thing that can happen to a man. Might never have happened if I'd obeyed your orders and stayed in Yonkers, New York. Your Honor, I am talking about none other than love.
What? Are you trying to tell me that after 33 years you fell in love because you took the evening off?
Oh, no, Mr. Vandergelder, I didn't fall in love with Irene Malloy of this city in just an evening. You know, an hour, well, even that's too long. What's less than a minute?
A second.
No, less than that.
A moment.
Yes, that's it. I'll go slowly so you can get it all down. It only takes a moment for your eyes to meet, and then your heart knows a moment you will never be alone again. I held her for an instant, but my arms felt sure and strong. It only takes a moment to be loved a whole life long. Isn't the world full of wonderful things? There I sat, cooped up in Yonkers, New York for years and years, and all the while, wonderful people like Mrs. Malloy were walking around New York, and I didn't know them at all. I don't know whether you can see from where you're standing, but the way her eye and cheek and forehead come together right there, Ken. I tell you, a fine woman is the greatest work of God on earth. Oh, you can talk all you like about the Niagara Falls and the pyramids. They aren't in it at all. Of course, I've seen women before, but today I talked to one, equal to equal. And they're so different from men. And awfully mysterious, too. I bet you could know a woman 100 years and not ever be really sure if she liked you or not. Today, I've lost so many things. My job, my future, everything that people think are important. But I don't care. Even if I have to be a ditch digger for the rest of my life, I'll be a ditch digger who once had a wonderful day.
I missed a few words back there, Mr. Hackle. Right after it only
takes a moment for his heart to show control. It only takes a moment.
He held me for an instant, but his arms felt safe and strong. It only takes a moment to be loved a whole life long.
And that is all that
and love's about.
And we'll recall when time
Let it only a moment to be loved.
Dismissed! You're all dismissed! Except for Horace Van de Gelder of Yonkers, New York! You're free, my children! Bless you! Go! Go!
You're going to jail. Just sit down right here. Right here. Sit down. Right here. Sit. You can see the prisoner now, Miss Levi. Sit there.
Well, Horace, there's your life. Without niece, without clerks, without bride, and without your purse. It looks like there's only one more thing to say.
If it's to ask me to marry you, Dolly Levi, never. Not in a million years, under no circumstances will I ever marry you.
Oh, that wasn't it at all, Horace. All I wanted to say to you was, goodbye.
What?
Goodbye.
Now, hold on, Dolly.
I failed, Horace. And when a woman's failed, there's nothing else she can say.
Wait.
But
Hey.
goodbye. 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 Don't try to stop me, Horace. Please. Wave your little hand and whisper so long, dearie. You ain't gonna see me anymore. But when you discover that your life is dreary, don't you come a-knocking on my door. Or I'll be all dolled up and singing a song that says, you dog, I told you so. So wave your little hand and whisper so long, dearie, dearie, should have said so long ago. Because you treated me so rotten and rough, I've had enough of feeling low. So wave your little hand and whisper so long, dearie, dearie, should have said so long ago. Cause I can hear that choo-choo calling me on to a fancy new address. Yes, I can hear that choo-choo calling me on board that Happiness Express. I'm gonna learn to dance and drink and smoke a cigarette. I'm gonna far away from Yonkers as a girl can get. And on those cold winter nights, Horace, you can snuggle up to your cash register. It's a little lumpy, but it rips. Don't come a-knocking, I'll be all dolled up and singing a song that said, you dog, I told you so. So, Horace, you will find your life a sad old story when you see your Dolly shuffle off to glory. Oh, I should have said so long ago.
million times. I didn't need you before, and I don't need you now. Dolly Levi, you go your way, and I'll go mine. Oh, Dolly, Dolly, Dolly.
You stabbed Mr. Vandergelder?
What? Oh, so it's you, is it, Mr. Hackle? Come crawling back, have you?
Oh, no, Mr. Vandergelder. I've just come for my $146.35. I've decided to go into business for myself. And since the only business I know is hay and feed, I've decided to open up my own store.
And Cornelius has found the perfect location, Mr. Vandergelder, right across the street from you.
Ha! So you think you can compete with Vandergelders, do you? Well, just you try. Oh, so it's another one come crawling back, is it? And what do you want?
My back salary for the past 4 months. $6.12.
You can't do this to me. Any of you, I'll go to the court. I'll get lawyers. I'll call my accountant. How much did you say there was?
$6.12.
I pay you too much.
Why, Horace Vangelder, as I live and breathe, if you aren't handsome in that outfit. So few men nowadays have the courage to wear a full dress suit to sell fertilizer.
Dolly Gallagher.
I know just what you're going to say, Horace. You're not satisfied with Ernestina. Well, I have another girl for you, the ideal wife. But don't let me interrupt you. You were doing something. What were you doing?
Getting Cornelius's money, Dolly. $146.
And 35 cents.
Plus $6.12 of mine.
And the money my mama left me.
$52.48.
38.
48.
All right. If it's the money you want, the safe is upstairs.
Money. Mr. Vandergelder's money. It's like the sun we walk under. It can kill or cure. Vandergelder's never tired of saying that most people in the world are fools. And in a way, he's right, isn't he? Himself, Irene, Cornelius, myself. Yes, we're all fools and all in danger of destroying the world in our folly. But the surest way to keep us from harm is to give us the 4 or 5 human pleasures that are our right in the world. And that takes a little money. Now, the difference between a little money and no money at all is enormous and can shatter the world. And the difference between an enormous amount of money and no money at all is very slight. And that can shatter the world too. It's all in how you use it. As my late husband, Ephraim Levi, used to say, money, pardon the expression, is like manure. It's not worth a thing unless it's spread around, encouraging young things to grow. Anyhow, that's the opinion of the second Mrs. Vandergelder, which reminds me, Ephraim, I'm ready for that sign.
Well, don't just stand there. That goes upstairs.
Now, as I was saying, Horace, I found you the ideal wife.
Dolly Gallagher, I don't need you to find me no ideal wives. If I want an ideal wife, I'll find one on my own, and I found her, and it's you, damn it.
Why, Horace?
Oh, I know I've been a fool about Mrs. Malloy and that other woman, but Dolly, forgive me and marry me.
Horace, stop right there.
What do you mean?
You know as well as I do, Horace, that you're the first citizen of Yonkers. Your wife would have to be a somebody. Answer me. Am I a somebody?
You are a wonderful woman.
Oh, you're partial. No, it won't be enough for you to load your wife with money and jewels, to insist she be a benefactress to half the town. By the way, it's bad business letting Cornelius open a shop right across the street from you. Better take him back and let him be your partner.
Partner?
And Barnaby can have Cornelius's old job.
Now hold on, Dolly.
That way we'll all be together so we can dance at Ermengarde's wedding.
That's it. You've gone too far, Dolly. I'll dance at no weddings. And besides, I don't know how, and it would take me weeks, months, years to learn. All right, I'll dance.
Why, Horace? I never thought I'd hear you say a thing like that.
That front room, you idiot! Well, get going, come on!
Horace Vandegelder, what is going on in there?
Oh, nothing. I'm just having that front room done over in blue wallpaper.
Horace?
Oh, I know the old wallpaper ain't worn out yet, but that fella just set up in business and needs a good start. You see, Dolly, I've always felt that money, pardon the expression, is like manure. It's not worth a thing unless you spread it or...
Thank you, Ephraim.
Hello, Dolly, well, hello, Dolly. It's so nice to have you here where you belong. I never knew, Dolly, without you, Dolly, life was awfully flat, and more than that was awfully wrong.
Here's my hat, Horace. I'm staying where I'm at, Horace. Dolly'll never go away.
Wonderful woman.